U.S. President Donald Trump will meet the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in Washington later on Monday. They're expected to discuss a deal to supply more weapons to Ukraine. Trump has already confirmed the U.S. will sell Patriot air defense missiles to European partners, which will then be sent to Ukraine to bolster its defenses against Russian attacks.
I haven't agreed on the number yet, but they're going to have some because they do need protection. But the European Union is paying for it. We're not paying anything for it, but we will send it. It'll be business for us, and we will send them Patriots, which they desperately need, because Putin really surprised a lot of people. He talks nice, and then he bombs everybody in the evening. So there's a little bit of a problem there, and I don't like it.
Rory Challands joining us from Kyiv. So this must be very welcome news where you are, Rory.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking for the last week to our viewers about how there has been a distinct sea change, a distinct change in the dynamic of US, Ukraine, Russia relations, that despite that shock pause or halt in weapon supplies some couple of weeks ago, Trump was already changing his mind on Vladimir Putin. Or as we heard him put it there, he talks nice, but then he bombs everybody in the evening. So he is now discussing significant, sophisticated military supplies to Ukraine. He's already talked about how he's going to be providing more Patriot air defense batteries for Ukraine, and NATO is going to be paying for it. And we just heard it then, him discussing more interceptor missiles for those batteries that the EU is going to be paying for. He's also been teasing a big announcement that he said that he was going to be making later today. Now, that could be to do with a new, what's been called a sledgehammer package of sanctions that some US senators have been working on and trying to push towards Donald Trump. But there is also some indication coming from one of those senators, Lindsey Graham, that it could also perhaps involve offensive weaponry for Ukraine. As Lindsey Graham said to the US news outlet Axios, Trump is really angry at Putin and that this announcement is going to be very aggressive. So now it comes down to the nitty-gritty. As you said, we have Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General, in Washington for the next couple of days. He's going to be meeting with Trump. He's going to be meeting with Rubio and Hegseth as well. And we also have Trump's special envoy to Ukraine, Keith Kellogg. He has just arrived in Ukraine, and he's going to be here for a full week. And as we understand it from the president's office, he's going to be discussing defense, strengthening security and weapons, sanctions, protecting Ukrainian people, and cooperation between Ukraine and the United States.
And Rory, when it comes to what's happening militarily on the ground, what's been the impact of what appears to be an uptick in Russian attacks this week?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone has felt it. Everyone who lives in a major Ukrainian city has noticed the change in the intensity and the frequency of these air bombardments against them, particularly in Kyiv, which has come under repeated attack, and a city in the west called Lutsk, that's come under repeated attack as well. Zelenskyy has put some numbers to that. He says that in the last week, 1,800 drones, 1,200 glide bombs, and 83 missiles have been launched against Ukraine. He said that there was a record broken for a single night. That was on July the 9th, when 728 Shahed-type attack drones and decoys were launched, 7 cruise missiles and 6 ballistic missiles. Now, Zelenskyy says that this is aimed at intensifying the terror, intimidating its citizens, Ukrainian citizens, and trying to overwhelm the country's air defences, particularly in cities like Kyiv. Even last night, which was a relatively light night comparatively, there were still 136 drones and 4 missiles launched against the country. Zelenskyy, if you listen to him, though, over recent days, has been increasingly or repeatedly buoyant and enthusiastic about the prospect of interceptor drones. He's saying that these are being used more frequently at the moment to try and shoot down the Shahed drones as they come in, and they're showing good results. But he's trying to also roll that out to a wide-scale program in Kyiv, at least. We'll have to see what the results of that are going to be.
Okay, Rory Challands reporting from Kyiv. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.